the Brooklyn Nets. Been kind of a lot of drama going on there. Obviously, stemming from the season, there was drama, and then now there was more drama. But now we know Kyrie's opting in. But for the last 2 days, everyone's kind of hesitant. Was KD and Kyrie going to go, or are they going to stay in Brooklyn? And still, there's some people out there in the Sixers world who think that KD may want out. I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. But so there's a question that I saw online that if you could get KD, but the only way to get KD is to trade Maxey, would you do it?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. Like I don't understand like these questions. Like we say we want to win a championship, but you know what I'm saying? Like how can you say you want to win a championship and then you got a chance to get Kevin Durant and you say no?
It's Kevin Durant.
Like, come on now. Now if it's Joel, then I think maybe you got to kind of like, I don't know where he's at in his career. I understand it, but no one else on the team can hold up a Kevin Durant trade.
Even if you say Maxey's going to be a 22 to a 25 point scorer, I still say it's a no-brainer. Like I'm firmly. I mean, Kyrie just did the opt-in, which actually might. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole because we could just slobber over this for a long time. But with Tobias's contract being and expiring next year, when it's a 1-year deal, pretty much, might actually work in our favor because if Kyrie says next year, okay, now give me my money and my long-term deal, and let's say no, we're still not doing that. Then he might actually want out because at that point there might be a team. I think the Lakers actually will have some more freedom. Maybe they'll take him, and then we'll have the assets to do that with Tobias is expiring, and Maxey and Thibault.
Yeah, I will just say so. This was a poll question online from Philly Sixers Nation, and the question was: is Maxey untouchable for you, even if it got you KD? 14,000 votes, and the vote is 50-50. So the Sixers world is pretty split on giving up Maxey for KD.
You know what that is? That's the Sixer fans being so snake bitten by all the bad draft picks we had that Maxey finally was one that hit. So no one wants to sell on that anymore. It's like we went through the Noel, the Okafor, the Fultz. We got Maxey. We're holding on to him. Mine. It's like that. But come on, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that at all. Like we on this show, we saying whether Maxey would be better as a starter or a sixth man, but you won't trade him for one of the best players in the league and ever play in this league. Like
a lot of people will call us crazy for considering him as a sixth man.
Oh yeah.
I think people are just putting down votes just to even it out.
Yeah, that's probably true too.
It'll be interesting to see the comments on our show when this airs, because we have a lot of mixed bag when it comes to this, because like you said, I think we mentioned Maxey as a sixth man. We got hate on the show for saying.
Oh yeah.
So
saying he was a sixth man.
Yeah, possibility of a sixth man.
Yeah, and viewers didn't like it.
I mean, it was just like a lot of people don't understand the sixth man is in some ways looked at as a starter.
Yeah.
In some ways, even though he doesn't get his name called out. And a lot of times they play more minutes in a more important part of the team than a guy that maybe one or two guys that start. So I just think people just get so caught up in the guy starting and doesn't understand the value that a guy coming in and it's how it's schematic almost in doing that. So when we saying a guy isn't a starter, doesn't necessarily mean that he will do less. Sometimes he does more in that reserve role because because he's still playing the same amount of minutes or more that he would play as a starter. So I get that, but I do get that people that don't really understand that and understand the value of that role and how it's used could see differently.
And it lets them sometimes excel at what they're good at, right? I mean, if you put Clarkson in the starting lineup, he wouldn't be nearly as effective. He just wouldn't be.
I mean, the main reason why is when you do that, you put them in a position where they kind of some of their minutes aren't played with both, like in our situation, both their minutes aren't played with. I mean, his minutes isn't played with James and Joel all the time. So you put him in there more minutes when it's just one of those guys. So now instead of maybe being a third option, he's the first or the second option.
Yep.
Almost every time exclusively until maybe the fourth quarter. So that's sort of, you're able to bring him in and showcase him or give him the ball and let him massage a little bit. And now all of a sudden he's the number one option, number two option where he can come in and you eliminate a lot of that, him being in the role of more of a spot up shooter as much. So that's the thinking. If people disagree with that, I mean, I get it, but I get it, but I don't agree with him not being able to excel in that role.
Yeah.
And I saw a tweet the other day that said, if a guy like KD becomes available, that's why you have messaging that comes out saying that Maxey's virtually untouchable in case a guy like KD comes out, because virtually untouchable. Well,
no one's untouchable.
Yeah, no one's untouchable.
Yeah.
But
guys that had no trade clauses have been traded.
Yeah, it's true.